Super League Easter programme ends with the Tigers and the Rhinos locking horns. And as Castleford have won just once this season, this is a vital night. Leeds were involved in a bruising battle on Friday against Halifax. How much will that have taken out of them? So this is the final match of round 5. Castleford will hope to get away from the lower reaches, and Leeds are aiming for a place right among the title hopefuls. The Bulls lead the way. Their 100% record is intact. The Leeds Rhinos, let's take a check on their side. Cummins is their captain and fullback. Then it's St. Hilaire, Carroll Senior and Chev Walker. Carl Pratt has an eye infection. It's Ben Walker and Ryan Sheridan at scrum half. And the forwards, Danny Ward comes in for his first match of the season, alongside Diskin, reinstated after suspension, and Barry McDermott. Coaching, Adamson and Sinfield. Andy Hay takes his place on the bench then. Calderwood, McDonald and Burrow complete the lineup. The coach is Darryl Powell. The Castleford Tigers in their white jerseys have Lennon at fullback, Price, Wells, Egar and Rogers. Danny Orr's their new captain for 2002 alongside Mitch Healy. And the forwards, Sykes, Bartrim, Sampson, Harland, Fritz and Hudson. And on the bench it's Warren, Lynch, Godwin and Michael Smith. The coach is Graham Stedman. Well, we complete the set on Sky Sports this evening. We will now have seen all 12 of the member clubs of the Tetley Super League. With this, our visit to the jungle to see the Castleford Tigers against the Leeds Rhinos. Perfect night for rugby league, dry, absolutely perfect underfoot as well. But again tonight, rugby league, in keeping with every other sport, will pay its own tribute to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who died on Saturday afternoon aged 101. Her funeral will take place a week today, and from tomorrow she'll lie in state at Westminster Hall for people to pay their own respects. The fans of Castleford Tigers and the Leeds Rhinos will now do the same in a minute's silence. So the scene is set for Castleford Tigers and Leeds Rhinos, and Ian Smith is tonight's match referee. Now, Leeds have scored 40 points or more in 4 of their last 5 matches, yet they take nothing for granted here at the Jungle tonight. A big crowd, it always is when Leeds are in town, a big challenge, and Castleford like nothing better, Steve-O, than to put one across their millionaire local neighbours.
And they've done it so many times, haven't they? It has not been the best start for the Tigers. This is a good opportunity to really lift their spirits for the semi-final of that Challenge Cup.
It's Barry McDermott who drives the ball in, first tackle. Matt Adamson now trying to weave the ball away from his own line towards the 20-metre mark, which he does. Matt Diskin restored to the side tonight after suspension. Here is Danny Ward. He's in the side, the starting lineup for the first time tonight. Diskin again. Adamson gets the ball away. Ball bounces unkindly. Marcus St. Hilaire has it for Leeds, cuts in field and is met by Ryan Hudson, one of their new signings, the man signed from Wakefield this winter. Back the ball goes to Sheridan. A good kick, looking for a 40-20, and he's got it. Wonderful kick from Ryan Sheridan.
Super effort. That really does lift your side. Gave himself plenty of space to ensure it was a good kick as well. Castleford was slow to put any type of pressure upon him. Graham Steadman knows that he really hasn't hit top form, or should I say his side has not hit the heights as yet, but Leeds, they've shown some absolutely marvellous and sparkling rugby league this year, though. That will be a knock-on, but it went back.
The referee in Smith has come up with a big call there. He said that went backwards from Kevin Sinfield.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Tony Carroll, hat-trick on Friday, and it's all hands to the punch in defence for the Castleford Tigers. Hudson holding Carroll down. Diskin gets the ball away to Sheridan. Here is Barry McDermott. Back it goes to Sinfield. Sinfield trying to offload to Poaching.
He's
that
lost
ball
it.
was lost.
Poaching lost control of it. Good offload.
Whose knock-on was it?
Oh, it's going to be a Leeds one, yeah. Well, it looked all the while that Sinfield was going to get in there, and you can see that Poaching never really recovered from that. Sampson was hanging around. He finished up with a football, but it was a good dummy. Full credit to the scrambling defence. Now then, did Sampson reef that out? Hard to tell.
Good defence on show, though, from the Castleford Tigers. They have won just one of 10 Super League matches, stretching back to last year, the Tigers. 8 in all against London in their last appearance at the Jungle. And a last-gasp conversion and a last-gasp try salvaged the point for them on that occasion. This is Nathan Sykes. Gets the ball, plays it quickly, gets to his feet rather, plays it quickly. Here now is Wayne Bartrim to the halfway line.
Good support, and you'll get that from the former Australian Wayne Bartrim.
Nice chip over the top from Healy. This is problems for Chev Walker. Chev Walker has to pick up. He's not going to get out of trouble. He's trapped in goal. It's a dropout coming up underneath the post.
Great kick and chase. Wayne Price finished him off. Not so sure that Darryl Powell was too impressed with the way that Leeds shuttled back for that, but it was good work by Chev Walker. He saw the danger and he was quick off the mark. It had to be as well.
Good dropout from underneath the posts. Here will come Castleford again now with Dean Sampson. Sampson gets about 9 metres inside the Rhinos' half. Bartram tips the ball inside to Nathan Sykes, and the prop forward trying to drive the hole through 3 of them, but he couldn't do that.
Good defence from the Rhinos. They're trying to get the ball carrier onto his back.
This now is Dale Fritz. Dale Fritz tackled by Keith Senior and Kevin Sinfield. Ryan Hudson in at dummy half. This is Mitch Healy. A long pass out wide to Danny Orr, the captain. Mark Lennon has joined the fun. This now is Darren Rogers on the run around. A dab into the in-goal area. Good play.
Oh,
and I think
close.
Cummings got to that. It
Certainly
did. It's a dropout.
Beautiful move, and what wonderful work from Eager. He was going to be shut down out wide. He was going to the whitewash, and in little doubt that Cummings touched that and had to make sure, because Rogers was just hanging around. Calm it down, he said. Don't panic. He really has made a good fist of it, hasn't he, Francis Cummings? The captaincy.
That's a smashing dropout too, over the head of Lennon. Not the tallest fullback in the business. And he had to retreat to 10 metres from his own line to run it back. Danny Ward leading the chase for the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, it's very rare you get any side that'll fail to get over the halfway line after the dropout from underneath the sticks, and that just indicates how good it was.
Dean Sampson, good, strong run from Sampson, 34 years of age. This is his last season in the top flight. Or gets the pass out wide to Eager again. It's a good tackle from Tony Carroll. That will be a great battle tonight between Eager and Carroll. And a good little run from Danny Orr.
Just hesitated in the defence. Oh, he's got to start penalising. It's getting very messy around the play the ball area.
Last tackle, there's the kick from Mitch Healy. Senior is tall. Walker has dropped it.
Oh, a great chance, knock on.
It's the turnover.
Well, there again, it was Fritz that was applying the pressure, but as a lot of coaches realise, Chev Walker, a bit dodgy underneath the high bomb, and he certainly was there. He allowed Wayne Price to get in front of him, and they were lucky that Fritz knocked on in the end.
This is Barry McDermott now. Good offload to Diskin. That went back. It did too. And now, here comes Willie Poaching. He gets it away to to Diskin again. A fast and furious start. You would expect nothing else when these two tackle each other. Ben Walker gets it away to Tony Carroll. Rogers on top of him with Haaland on top of Rogers.
Carroll did well then. Oh, it looks he's got his shirt ripped as well.
He's hurt, is Tony Carroll.
Big impact there. He's down on his haunches and he knows that something is wrong. You can guarantee when a player goes down and he's not writhing around in agony that there's something radically wrong there. Oh, it's all at sea with this.
Lennon got to it and then, almost handball fashion, he patted the ball over the dead ball line, and he's telling Wayne Price to give him a call.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't in the right position in the first place. No stranger, Mike Lennon, to fall back, but has played on the wing. He's got plenty of speed, but well, it's a bit of a problem. New jumper for Carroll. He appears to be okay, but
maybe just had the wind taken out of his sails, perhaps. Well, Leeds, rather Castleford won a thriller against Leeds here last June, 28-26. Can they come out on top in another thriller tonight? It started brightly enough, there's no doubt about that. 0-0, 7.5 minutes gone. The last match of round 5 of the Tetley Super League. Leeds, the entertainers of the competition so far, playing with great aplomb this year, throwing the ball around.
And offloading exceptionally well. They're going into the tackle and twisting.
Here's Sinfield, one of the stars, poaching. Drives the ball in. Great tackle low down by Mitch Healy. Leeds offloading 8 times so far in this match. This is Senior. Senior standing so strong. Ball carrying arm hasn't touched the ground. Now the tackle is completed. Played the ball quickly. Sinfield with the kick, but that's right down the throat of Rogers.
Well, he has that for breakfast every day. Not the best from Sinfield. It surprised me that they didn't utilise it, a lower kick. Trying to punch it right across the face of the defence.
Well, this year's competition is 5 rounds old. And I'll tell you something, Steve, the standard was good enough last year. It has risen immeasurably in 2002.
Well, you can't be left behind, can you? They're looking for different ways and different training programs. It's a credit to them. Remember, it's been a busy program for them over Easter. Oh, bad one from Samson.
Yes,
but to be fair to Samson, he should have had support.
Well, Leeds have support now. This is Adamson. A big hole up the middle for Adamson. Lennon stood his ground. Samson just chugging his way back into defence. Leeds 10 metres short. It's Ben Walker. He topped it up to Tony Carroll. And Danny Orr had to hold him down. Diskin. Here now is Danny Ward.
And there you can see the ball carriers, especially in the forwards for the Rhinos. They're going in twisting, they're looking for that offload. It's been so effective so far.
Diskin, back it comes to Sheridan. Sheridan looks for his captain Cummins. It's now with Poaching. Healy got to him, but Poaching released back to Sheridan. Now it's with Sinfield. Lovely step around Bartring. Lennon is there, and Sinfield flicks the ball back.
Diskin's in.
I think he is. Diskin is in. The try is given. A beautiful flick pass. How on earth that got away, I don't know, but it was well picked up by Matthew Diskin, who marks his return to first team duty after the suspension with the first try.
Sheer quality. We spoke about it last night when Tommy Martin had the chip and a wonderful pass. And full credit to Kevin Sinfield. Watch how the defence opens up. Nate stepped, and then he stepped perhaps one too many. But look at this, struggling, 3 on, slipped out, Diskin. Castleford fans don't like it. This is the lost ball from Samson. But you can see there that the support was hanging back. You can't afford to do that. You've got to really get behind your forwards. They kept it alive yet again. Poaching did well, but look at the skill here. In and out, in and out. But this is superb. Second effort. He knew he was there. Diskin gleefully takes the 4, gets a knock for him.
And Ben Walker bang in front. Adds the extra 2. Ben Walker, by the way, our special guest on Rugby League World on Sky Sports tomorrow night, Wednesday. But it's Matthew Diskin who has come up with the first try of the night, and Leeds now have a 6-point advantage. Diskin suspended 3 matches sent off against Hull. And he has marked his return with a very welcome try for the Rhinos. So Castleford trailing. And they restart with a deep kick-off. Bartram's kick. Ward with the first drive, makes it about 10 metres ground. Diskin, the try scorer, at dummy half. Matt Adamson now. Oh, lost it, but it went backwards. Oh, then there was a mistake. Barry McDermott, furious with himself.
And every right to be. He knows that his side has just taken a commanding lead. And he just couldn't take it in. Not the best pass, it was bouncing around all over the place. But that'll be little consolation. Now then, what has Ben Walker got up his sleeve now?
Well, he will be our guest tomorrow with Clarkie and me on Rugby League World. This is Eager.
Oh, he's got to be penalised for that. Adamson made no attempt to move away. He still had hold of the player, which was Michael Eager. He knew exactly what he was doing. I'm surprised that Ian Smith hasn't sent him into the sin bin for a professional foul. Look at this. He knows that his side, that's Leeds that is, at all at sea in regards to their defence, and he does it. Now, if that's not a professional foul, what on earth is? And that surprised me that Ian Smith has not ripped out the yellow card. It deserved it.
3 yards, Barry. 3 yards, please.
I mean, that was blatant.
You're all right there, Danny.
Well, he knew what he was doing, Matt Adamson. He's no mug.
Am I all right here, Lee?
Graham Steadman, the Castleford coach.
Nathan, stay behind
Wayne Bartram now. 2 tries and 4 goals in their only Super League win of the year against Wakefield. And you might notice that Bartram here has taken over the goal-kicking responsibilities this year from Danny Orr. And that's the reason why. Not that Danny Orr is a poor kicker, but Bartram is one of the best.
I think that's a good move by Graham Steadman as well. Take a little bit of responsibility off his shoulders in that department, and I think that's mainly the reason why he's nominated Danny Orr as the captain of the side, so he can really concentrate on the attacking ploys.
Matt, stay behind.
But that really has stunned me that Adamson is still out there. He should be serving 10 minutes.
It's him low, fellas. It's him low.
This now is Nathan Sykes taking on poaching, and McDermott. Mitch Healy, dummy half. Sampson straight into the chest of Danny Ward. Bartram, here's Ryan Hudson.
Solid defence yet again, Eddie, from Leeds. They're really getting off the block, and they're forcing Castleford down the middle, though Bartram wants to have a little bit of a run down there.
Harlan comes this way, gives it to Healy, and Healy up the middle. But Ward and Diskin shut the gate. It's the last one. Wide it goes to Danny Orr, and further wide, and well, Eager got a hand to it and knocked the ball forward. It's the turnover. Even though he's facing his own line, the ball did go in a forward motion.
Well, it surprised me that Danny Orr took the option in regards to keeping the ball alive. You've got to be pretty confident if you're going to run the last tackle. It didn't pay off for them.
This is the way it looks between the two since 1973, the watershed, the date that we use, because Rugby League split back into 2 divisions then. And as you can see here at Castleford, nothing to choose between the 2 sides. But in Super League, Leeds hold sway 9-3. Chev Walker now for the Rhinos. Sampson there, Sykes there, Price was there for a moment.
It was a good tackle by Mitch Healy on the big fella. They know how dangerous it can be, the big centre Keith Senior.
Diskin to Ryan Sheridan, and wide it goes to Ben Walker. Here now is Tony Carroll. Tony Carroll is through the initial challenge of Rogers. Eager was there, and as I said earlier, that is going to be one of the features of tonight. Tony Carroll against Michael Eager. High kick to this far side, great kick too. Wayne Price under all sorts of pressure.
Came off the Leeds player. The 20-metre tap. And I think Keith Senior knows it as well. A wide smile on his face. Straight off his head. Look at this. Boom. Not a bad header. Beat the goalkeeper. It all ends up.
Penalty here to Castleford. Interference at the play the ball.
Well, he had to do it. It was very scrappy, even the opening 10 minutes. And I don't think Darryl Powell will be too happy with the way that they've given up a wonderful position.
Stay behind, Ryan.
Castleford won 7 and lost 7 at home last year. Leeds won 8 of 14 away games. Well, he needs a touch of chalk on the old Bonds, doesn't he? Does Keith?
Why? Was that a miscue? I thought it was a great goal.
Bartrim. Here's Lee Haaland. And it's opened up a little bit for Haaland.
Good job that Ward was there.
Just delayed Haaland getting back to his feet long enough. This is Samson. A great run from Samson.
See the strength in the thighs there and the legs. They were pumping all the way. Diskin stuck to him though.
Bartrim looking to poach one himself. Comes back to Haaland. And Haaland attacks them again. Good tackling by Cummins. Bartrim. Bartrim. Big dummy. Just held up. Ward and Cummins again. Getting through a ton of work in defence. It's now with Healy. Oh, a mistake. And a mistake then by Senior, who played the first. It's the turnover. Mark Lennon.
Well, just a little bit too fancy. Mitch Healy. He was trying the short little pass there. Didn't come off.
So, nearly 18 minutes on the watch. Leeds ahead by 6 points to 2. But Phil Clark, very little to choose between the two sides, in fairness.
You're very right, yes, but if you look back at last night's game, Wigan St Helens, that proved it's not about the chances that you make, but the chances that you take. And at the moment, Castleford are getting themselves into good position, but not getting any reward for it. And really, that's the difference at the stage we saw with St Helens putting points on the board when you get the chance. That's what it's about.
And that's what Leeds are looking to do here now with Adamson. He gets Cummins into the action. That's wonderful play from Walker. What a shame. What a shame. But Castleford won't be complaining because it's with Michael Smith.
Superb build-up. As Eddie has mentioned, it's a pity that it didn't come off. And they got their just rewards. It was a lovely flip back on the inside from Ben Walker. But the big fella, Carroll, could not hold on to the football. He's disappointed. He knows that the opportunity is being wasted.
Well, the Walker-Carroll combination was a pretty good one for the Brisbane Broncos, and it's developing really nicely for the Leeds Rhinos. Here is Michael Smith. Great run from Michael Smith. He went out the back door. He was looking for the support from Danny Orr. It wasn't there, and Danny Ward, the other Danny, dropped on it gratefully. That's a big hit.
Wonderful tackle by Fritz. Nothing wrong with it. Did not have the arm in between the legs. He was round him.
Senior is on fire at the moment. Senior, he'll beat Lennon. No danger. What a try. This fellow is absolutely electric just now. Keith Senior. A sensational run to produce a try against Halifax on Friday. And Senior this time, but he got the possession on halfway and he backed himself. He knew he had the strength to get over the top of Mark Lennon, and Leeds have another 4 points.
And yet again, it was another mistake. This time the big fella, Michael Smith, offloads. Danny Orr couldn't get it, and they attack from deep within. Look at the strength here, not the best effort from Wells. John Wells should have gone very low indeed. But the speed of this fella, he's having a wow of a season. He's back to his supreme best. You can't attempt to go on a big fella like that high. The fend was superb. The speed was outstanding. And not a bad punch through the air either. Leeds are running hot.
They are, and Keith Senior hotter than most. "39 tries now for Keith Senior, and this is his 74th appearance for Leeds. It's not a bad strike rate, is it? I must say he has strength and speed to burn. Now then, Ben Walker. This is a tough one. Tight to the touchline on this near side. There's the angle he has. And this will be a real test of Ben Walker. taking his time, as we found out on Friday he always does. Although on Friday we did suggest that maybe it was a touch of gamesmanship as he wound the clock down when Leeds had a man in the sin bin.
Never.
He's just proving to us that this is his normal routine now.
Well, it probably is. Has been for years.
And effective.
We can't change him.
It's effective. But he's missed that one. Hooked it to the left of the uprights, but 10-2 to the Rhinos. Castleford need a try.
Well, you can see there, see the arm from Wells going far too high. I mean, this guy's upper body strength is excellent. But look at the speed there. Well, he's been working very hard in that department, and he's every right to be elated. But Castleford, they're becoming their own worst enemy. Sampson tried to offload, there was nobody there. Big Michael Smith did exactly the same thing. Leeds come up with a possession, and they're rewarded yet again with try number 2.
The feature of the senior try, apart from the finish, Steve-O, the fact that John Wells, normally a winger, he just wasn't at the races against a big, powerful centre like Keith Senior. And now Hudson is penalised all over the top of Matt Adamson.
Well, let's hope that the message is getting through to all the players now from both sides. No doubt about it. They're just trying to mess around. Well, it's the same old story, Eddie. If my days back in South Africa, if I wanted to tackle an elephant, I'd tackle him low, not high. You didn't know I was a game hunter, did you?
I didn't. I know you're a game boy, but not a game hunter. Big game. This is Danny Ward. Now it's with Diskin. Here is Sinfield. Walker pops the ball back.
Great tackle there from Haaland. It had to be as well. Leeds are running with confidence, and rightly so. They're in charge of this game.
They are at the moment. This is Sheridan. Time for a little man to shine now. Diskin. Walker. Sinfield. A stab and an invitation to Senior. Price is there, and he does well actually to roll over the try line and get back into the field of play.
I think he may have picked up a bit of an injury there, Wayne Price. He was in a great position, anticipated the kick there from Sinfield. He caught a little bit of a stray boot.
Yes.
Well, they need something special to the Tigers. They need to lift their confidence.
This fella might do it for them, Michael Smith.
Well, it could have been also a different story, wouldn't it, if he would have stuck to Danny Orr. It was a nice offload. Danny Orr just overran it.
Wells this time on the wing.
It was a neat pass. Eager, though,
And he held his hand up and apologises, yes.
Nothing wrong with that as far as I'm concerned, and I think Mr. Wells is fully aware of that as well. Noted more this fella for his defensive qualities, but you could see on that occasion already a couple of times in this game, he has the ability to play the old-fashioned centre style, draw the man and just flick the ball out wide.
You might have noticed it was John Wells' mistake, because he's been moved out to that wing because Rodgers is over here to try and look after this fellow, Senior. And well, it wasn't Rodgers, it was Wayne Price who forced the error then, and he's getting a great pat on the back by his fellow teammates.
He took the gamble. If Senior could have got that ball out wide, it was try time. Well done.
Wayne Price,
Kevin, right outside,
20-year-old winger. Here's Darren Rodgers now. 25 minutes gone, Leeds in charge, and Castleford, as I said earlier, they need a try to get themselves into this match and get a little bit of confidence.
Well, I must say Leeds are getting away with a lot of just messing around at the play the ball, not being picked up by the official Ian Smith.
Here's Sampson.
And when you can say it again, you see they're twisting him onto the back, and it gives Leeds a lot of time to get their defensive form.
Not the best pass from Danny Orr round the ankles of Michael Eager. Nothing much he could do then.
No, he looks in absolute disbelief at the fact that that pass was thrown to the ground. Yet again, every time that Castleford get within striking distance, they either come up with an error or they just throw the ball away.
And as Phil said, we were given a lesson in that last night, weren't we, when Wigan had all the chances early on, but St Helens went on and bossed the match and won it. But Leeds are in a rich vein of form. Adamson to McDermott.
They're playing with a lot of confidence, aren't they?
Well, everything's sticking as well, which helps. Walker.
But they're playing as a unit. They're playing as a wonderful team. Did well to keep in there. Good centre layer.
Adamson, what a signing this fella's been for them. Supporter eyes from Sinfield. Here is Sheridan, and that is a brilliant try. That is a magnificent Leeds Rhinos try. The handling skills, the athleticism, the flick, passes, it's all coming off. Leeds are high on confidence, and Ryan Sheridan has come up with another wonderful Leeds try. They're running hot.
Pure skill, second rower coming in on the angle, confused the defence, back on the little flip onto Sinfield. See how the defence was hesitating, and once Adamson made the half break, it was all over Rover. Sheridan, he's always hanging around for that final pass. See how he run across the face, through the dummy there. Hudson really should have got to him. And the loose forward, Kevin Sinfield, was not greedy. He knew that this fellow was hanging around. That was a super try.
It was from Ryan Sheridan. He got his 50th try for Leeds against Warrington. Ben Walker's added yet another goal, and Leeds are ahead by 16 points to 2. Well, the Ryan Sheridan hamstring that bothered him all the way through last year isn't evident at all now.
There you see, look at the loose forward, Ryan Hudson, he's gone, but look at the gap there. And once he gets the gap, notice how the Castleford defence has already gone. They've gone across the advantage line. It was always going to be a try.
Michael! Don't go in front of
He would have enjoyed that.
Stay behind. Michael,
well, the Castleford supporters, they will know that there's nothing new in this scenario. Castleford have started slowly in just about every match that they have played this year, and in their first game of the season here against Widnes, they trailed by 31 points to 8, or 30 points to 8. 30 points to 8, and then they went on to lose the match 31-24. So nothing new in this script. Maybe Castleford can fight back, but at the moment they're playing second fiddle very much. And what's more, they are conceding needless penalties.
Well, Fritz not too happy with the penalty, because he felt that Leeds had been doing exactly the same, but there was little that Ian Smith, the official, could do about that. He had to blow the whistle. Well, you talk about the confidence, Eddie. Leeds have offloaded 20 times in the tackle. That is absolutely wonderful. It will be pleasing Darryl Powell. I'm not so sure that Graham Stedman, the Tigers coach, will be impressed with his defensive effort. And we've lost the ball.
Yeah, the ball's gone missing. Now it's come back.
Maybe it was a Tiger fan that thought, well, at least now we've got two.
There's two balls on now. It might have been a Leeds fan who wanted it as a souvenir.
I think it might have been a Tigers fan to try to slow down the onslaught.
This is Wayne McDonald, who's just on, the Scottish international. Signed from St Helens during the winter. He fell out a bit with Ian Millwood at Knowsley Road. Oh, great running from Leeds.
Well, they're working for each other. Oh, and Ryan Hudson could have been penalised yet again.
Here's Tony Carroll. He explodes into the action.
Poor defence. They never even moved up on the blind side. They're in a lot of trouble of the Tigers.
He was hurt again there, Carroll, but this is Sinfield. Now it's poaching. Dale Fritz stuck to his ankles, and Dane Sampson came in over the top. Sinfield, a stab through for Keith Senior.
Just too long.
And Chev Walker was only just away from it. Senior impeded with his run.
Well, it's an amazing situation. Over the past few weeks, we've seen that Ben Walker and Ryan Sheridan have been controlling things out on the paddock. But tonight, it's Kevin Sinfield. Now, is there a problem with Ben Walker? Or is he just saving himself for the second half to really explode?
Bartram. Well, we have some injury news coming in from the Leeds camp. Bill is on top of it.
Well, it's not all plain sailing for Leeds, because they do have one or two walking wounded out there. Tony Carroll is hobbling, Ben Walker not moving too swiftly, and I think there's a bit of a problem with Ryan Sheridan as well, which is possibly why Rob Burrow is warming up on the sidelines. So they might just be wondering who is going to be the first to come off, or whether these guys are going to be able to stick it out until half-time.
Yes, there's one or two walking wounded, as Bill says. This is the penalty, though, against Leeds. Senior stripping the ball away from Michael Smith, 2 men in the tackle. And, well, at 16-2, not much point in going for 2 points.
Well, they're desperate for a try.
They've got to get a try.
Yeah.
Here's John Wells.
Right, clear.
Haven't seen much running from dummy half from this fella Bartrim.
There's one. Flicks it back to Fritz. Coaching was waiting for him. Bartrim again. Bartrim!
Ooh, so close. Good effort.
Fritz again. Here is Healy. Not the best pass. It went backwards, though. It went backwards.
Oh, I'm not so sure. They were looking to get away with that one.
But he was facing his own line, Ryan Hudson, so that's why he did get away with it.
Still went forward. To me, that's a knock-on. They were very fortunate. And Lady Luck helped them. Well, he's going to be offside, Sheridan. He never made any attempt to go back to 10. In fact, he loitered within 10.
This is the last tackle. And there's the kick out wide. Looking for Rodgers. Another tester for Chev Walker. Now then, it's a decision for the video referee whether Walker was impeded as he went for the ball.
Well, we've had a few of these this year.
And he's also got to check whether the
He's
players
onside.
were on or offside, yeah.
Well, they're peppering the wing of Chev Walker. Every team has done that so far this year, whenever Walker's played in this position. Now, he was looking at the football. We've discussed this again. That'll be fine. He's trying to see whether it was a knock-on from John Wells. Now then, Walker's underneath it. Does he get to it first? I think he does. I think Walker touches that. That's the reason why it went backwards. And I'm going to go for TRY for that man, Rodgers. He knows the way to the try line.
This will tell us convincingly.
Yeah, came off his left arm.
Well,
see it?
He certainly got to it first.
Yeah.
Then what happened? I don't think Wells.
Well, he certainly didn't interfere. No.
I think he was, as you say, competing for the ball in the air. So. What we've seen this weekend stands
well, we've mentioned
again,
it, haven't we? We've always said if the player, and you can't tell me that the coaches aren't working hard on that department. They say, look, throw your body against him, but look at the ball and confuse the officials. I'm going to go for TRY. There, that's where I think it hits Walker. Irrespective of the fact that that Wells finally hits the ball. It's taking an eternity here, isn't it?
Well, he's not as convinced as you. You can have another look at this way.
Oh, it's definitely a left hand from Walker.
Well, it's a big call for the Castleford Tigers and Darren Rodgers, this.
I'll stick by it.
Well, I think they've been hard done by.
So do I. And so does that fella there, Graham Stedman, at a time when they really, really needed something to lift them. Well, I reckon that Walker has got that ball first and then has lost control. He's very lucky, and so are the Rhinos.
Well done, Danny.
Controversy yet again.
He's disallowed it because the Castleford player's hand, John Wells' hand, came up underneath.
Well done.
And that's what touched the ball, and that's what propelled it forward. But Adamson wasn't going forward then because Sampson hit him like a double-decker bus. This now is Wayne McDonald.
Well, that really should spur the Tigers on to bigger and better things, because they feel as though they've been badly done to by the video referee. Oh, surely that's got to be a Shepherd.
Well, Burrow is on the field and he's a real live wire.
Well, he looked to me as though he used disking.
Now it's Ben Walker's bomb. They're testing Lennon. Lennon was never in any position to get hold of that. Lennon was not in any position to get hold of that whatsoever.
Look at that. Any youngster watching, that is not how your body should be when you're attempting to take the high bomb. He's having a bit of a nightmare too. It's not easy, I must say. It's become, well, the most used ploy in Super League at the moment.
Ben Walker has it for Leeds. This is an opportunity for them to add further points on that board. It's with Poaching. Poaching steps out of one, steps out of two, but the reinforcements arrive. He offloads though to Diskin, and here is McDonald. Diskin again. Walker. That ball was obviously flicked, I'm sure. Yes, another knock on. Eager had it back for Castleford.
Well, a lot of the Cas fans are wondering how long does it take to say that the tackle has been completed. The big fella, Wayne McDonald, and it certainly touched Eager.
Ryan, get your head in.
So here's another set of 6 for the Rhinos with Cummins.
Clear. Release him.
All this because there's a penalty under the posts.
And then they'll take the 2, surely.
All this pressure, this penalty, because Lennon wouldn't get off the man, but is a result of Mark Lennon's
Danny, we're all having a
poor attempt to get that high bomb.
Well, he has to roll away and get out of the area where you
Ryan, back to the
supposed to play the ball, and I think it was sheer frustration by that fella. It was not the best attempt. He's shaking his head, and I think that Graham Steadman will be quite happy with the fact that he can, in 4 minutes time, he'll be able to just have a bit of a word to his side. They have applied no pressure hardly to this Leeds defence in the attacking quarter.
Well, here's Ben Walker. This is a gift, 2 points for Leeds. And it comes with a ribbon on it. So it's 18 points to 2.
I was wondering when you're going to get the Easter bonnet in.
Well, Graham Steadman's face really says it all, doesn't it? He has some problems with his team.
I think he's still furious over that decision that went against him. He knows how important it was to the rest of his squad.
Well, their confidence lifts with the try.
Well, of course it does.
Stay behind. Stay behind.
And they're in need of a lift from somewhere.
Let's hit the tackle and roll away.
Sinfield's underneath the kick-off. We've seen that Rob Burrow is on and Ryan Sheridan's off. Let's get news from Bill.
Yeah, Sheridan and hamstring, they go together, those words like Eddie and Steve-O. And Sheridan has just felt a slight twinge in his left hamstring, and with the problems he's had over the last couple of seasons in that area, Leeds taking absolutely no risks at all. They've taken him off, putting him in cotton wool, because of course they've got a big cup tie coming up very shortly.
Yes, they have, and they have a massive match in the Super League next Saturday against the very same St Helens. Huge game next Saturday. And it's at Knowsley Road, where we were last night.
Well, that's been given as a knock-on, which is quite amazing. Maybe that's the one from Burrows.
No, that one went right over his head.
But it didn't appear to come off Adamson. Now, this is a glorious moment now for the Tigers, and they know they've got to get it on the scoreboard.
But they've got to make it pay. Or to Eager.
Now, he's got to be penalised. He's having to move away to play the ball.
Danny Ward standing his ground with Sinfield. The Castleford Tigers captain is dragged to the ground. Here's Healy. On the arc was Smith. That was a big hit by Sinfield.
Hit the lines!
Smith felt it as well.
Ryan Hudson. Wide it goes to Rogers. Further wide to Wells. It wasn't the best pass. That's great defence from Chev Walker. That is sensational defence from the young man.
Great strength as well. You see the neat pass there from Rogers, but there was nowhere to go. He stood his ground. Worked hard in the off-season. And a magnificent physique, and he knows that the strength certainly came to help him there.
Gary Mercer alongside Graham Steadman, watching anxiously from the side, and not too far away from them is Phil Clark. Phil, Chev Walker has had his critics this year about the balls in the air. Boy, he's pretty strong on the ground, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's not the only one, and one or two of his teammates playing pretty well at the moment. I know St Helens were impressive in their performance against Wigan, But I think you'd have to agree that the Leeds Rhinos are the form team in Tetley's Super League 7. They really are. They've got a strong squad. Everybody's playing very well. And I read an article by Darren Fleer recently in which he said that they want to play an expansive game. There's no point having quality centres like Tony Carroll and Keith Senior if you don't get the ball to them. And the number of offloads showing that they clearly demonstrate their willingness to keep this ball alive.
Yes, you're right. Leeds are playing with great flourish, great flair, but there'll be one or two people in Bradford looking at Bradford's 100% record at the top of the table who will say that they are the form team of Super League 7. Well, when Leeds and Bradford meet, it will be a battle royal.
Well, that was a silly pass from Adamson.
Now then, this is a chance for Castleford. And here is John Wells.
Oh, he should have gone.
Well, she took on Chev Walker on the inside, and he's lost about 10 metres.
Oh, really, that's great defence, but he should have gone and tested the speed. And they've blown it now. They're really fired up at Leeds.
Dale Fritz, Rich Healy.
Well, that
Ryan
shows you, Eddie, the lack of confidence that's in this Tigers outfit. He had open space there, and he didn't want to take it.
They're almost like a soccer player who's lost his first touch. I've noticed a few of the Castleford Tigers players, when they receive a pass, they fumble it, and then they have it under control, and in that split second, Leeds are on them. As it is, they're on them illegally there.
Well, they're going through a phase where we say where they don't want to do an error, make an error. In that case, they're thinking far too much. It's like having a row of drinks in front of you and making a decision which one to drink first.
Well, it's easy for you.
Well, at the moment, Castleford want to drink them all.
Wayne, take a 5 metres, please.
As I say, it's easy
The
for
ball's
you.
still alive, guys, if it misses.
Well, you
Ball's
wouldn't be
still alive
paying,
if it misses.
that's for sure.
Yeah. That is the pot and the kettle. Well, it's right
Danny!
on the stroke of half-time.
Danny, stand still,
That
please.
is why Wayne Bartram is having a shot at goal here.
Stay still, please, Ben.
You're the only man I know that pays in a
2
pub
metres that way.
with a credit card.
John!
Posh.
At least I pay.
Matt!
Right, this is an important kick. Gets them back within range. Bartram's kick is successful. That will be half-time. There's the siren. Players make their way to the tunnel. 18 points to 4. Could have been a lot worse for Castleford. Bartram's 2 kicks, keeping them within 14 points of the Rhinos. But at times Leeds have been irresistible.